Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I'm Cosmic Kev, your host, and this is for the week beginning June 1st through June 7th, 2018. So, looking at the sky today, I would see the moon. Oh, where would it be? Probably in the constellation of Capricorn, I imagine. And sure enough. And let's see. And I'd say the part of well, it's actually in Sagittarius still. And but probably in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, I would imagine, or in or Purva Ashada. Yeah, we'll say it's Purva Ashada. And Purva Ashada is victory, folks. Purva Ashada is ruled by Venus. It's a Venus-ruled day. It's a Friday. So the ruling deity for Purva Ashada is Appas, which is the water god, and the symbol is a fan or a winnowing basket. It also could be the tusk of an elephant, kind of somewhat indicative of Ganesha and clearing obstacles for us. And I guess in Vedic tradition, if they wanted to declare warfare, this was like a great moon for it because it would ensure victory. Now, Moon and Saturn are conjoined. I mean, they're close together. And at least they were last night. Last night they actually did conjoin. And whenever like Moon and Saturn conjoin, that's equivalent of Saturn Sate, which is sort of a depressing thing, because Saturn restricts us. And the Moon wants to be everywhere. I mean, the Moon goes through every sign of the zodiac in less than a month, and Saturn takes 29 and a half years to go through every single sign in the zodiac. So there's just a slowing. Oh man, it's like listening to somebody who has a really long way of telling a story, and they think that because they're taking a long time it's captivating, and it's not. It's boring as heck, and it's like, my God, get me out of here. I don't want to hear this anymore. So it's something like that. It's that kind of conflict. Anyhow, in the Western zodiac, we've got Sun in Gemini. Gemini is the twins. Gemini is an air sign along with Aquarius and Libra. Sort of affects the nervous system, rules our socialization to some extent. It's sort of the feminine aspect of male energy. So air is essentially male. It's the more feminine side of male energy. And we've got Venus in Cancer. So here's a really nice thing that's happening in the zodiac right now, is that we have a grand trine in water, right now. And that is Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune. And so I guess with Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune, I was thinking, we could manifest a spiritual kind of love. We could manifest something that's really a lot deeper. And so that's a nice thing, it's a nice thing to have that kind of manifestation. And that's what I wish for everyone, that everyone could manifest that love in their life. I want it for me, I want it for you, I want it for everybody, that everyone does good, gets what they need. Mars in Aquarius, I think there's this feeling of something intangible. Maybe you're interested in socializing. And maybe you want something bigger, but let's remember that Mars is getting closer and closer to the south node of the moon, and that's some of our past life abilities. Sometimes it's like a part of our past life trauma. Mars is an activator, it's a sign of action. So sometimes our past life trauma, our loneliness, our feeling of not enough can get activated. And it's a good thing, it's a wonderful thing. And well, I think with that said, we're going to do it. Sign by sign, every single sign of the zodiac, beginning with Aries. So greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So we've got Moon and Saturn in the midheaven. So we're starting off this weekend with this feeling of wanting to make public appearances, maybe wanting to improve our status at work and how we work, where we work, what we're going to do. So that'll probably continue till late Saturday afternoon when the moon goes into Aquarius, and then late Saturday afternoon, Sunday, it'll be more like partying, socializing, meeting your friends, helpful friends. Hopefully that's bringing good things into the equation for you. Yeah. Pluto's in the midheaven too, and it's like transforming what we consider work. What do we consider our talents and skills? How do we transform that? And essentially, your memory's getting better. You have a lot to communicate about with Mercury in Gemini, Sun in Gemini in the third house. Getting to know your neighbors and friends, all of this is part of it. Uranus in Taurus, it's being able to do things to help the earth, to be excited about earth consciousness. All right. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Imagine, like, if you're a Taurus born on, say, like the 20th of April, 21st of April, 22nd, you're really, there's something that's motivating you now. There's this extra urgency or this shock or this surprise that is motivating your life. Now, you're making good relationships. With Jupiter in the 7th house, it's helping all your relationships. I love that Native American prayer, to all my relations. And so this too is part of you. And sometimes we wonder if we're ever going to get our needs met, or if the world's ever going to be what we want it to be. We long for a better foundation. We long for more economic security, maybe a better relationship with our parents. I mean, when it comes to like work right now, though, you're looking more like a leader, like you're capable, and that you've got a certain command of things. And so, because Mars is in a more exalted position right now, and so I really think that you're going to make things happen in a good way. And Venus being in the third house, it's like you're friendly, and you're enjoying working with your hands, doing art, music, gardening, cooking, all those things. You just need to hang out with spiritual people. So, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope and happy birthday. As the sun is transversing the Rohini Nakshatra, she is beautiful and she is comely in every way. Usually drives a nice car. What I see for you is pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to what your own personal karma is right now, because that's getting activated by Uranus. You enjoy singing, you enjoy sweets, you enjoy spending money on yourself, luxuries, because of Venus in the second house. So there's that. Good food, good pleasure, good oral pleasure, and maybe a time to improve your voice. That's going on. Desire to be a better sibling, a better neighbor, a better cousin, a better friend. That's part of the works. Maybe writing a better story, a better song, being a better communicator. And like today and tomorrow, there's a lot of deep transformation. And it's just not always easy. It's like, it's just not always easy. And so you kind of wonder about that. It's good to look at things like this, so it's good to question, and it's good to get your mind back on the right track. Yeah, you have a way. You're ready for travel. You're ready to operate, but you're going through a lot of transformation. There's a lot of stuff Gemini needs to let go of. Well, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So you have more love in your life. Right now, people want to be loving to you. They want to be close to you. It's a good thing. It's a good feeling. Um, I guess sometimes you wonder if you're just settling for something that's second best, not quite good enough. And I think sometimes if you feel like you've been burned or deceived, you get to be a little bit skeptical, maybe a little bit pessimistic about possibilities. And that's really a difficult place to be, because part of creating possibilities is you have to believe they're there. And sometimes we just don't believe we deserve them. And that's really rough. You know, it's just it's a really rough place to be. And I know right now, like, relationship issues for you are really big. And it helps to reach out. I mean, I think reach out to older people. Reach out to people that do have some amount of authority or some kind of insight. Even reaching out to your mom might help this weekend. I'd say probably Saturday evening, Sunday, it'd probably be better to just lay low, because other people will be more in their power. That's probably going to be true about Monday to some extent too. I'd say though by like Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll be feeling good and you'll be over the hump. Over the hump. That's, you know, how it is. I guess different people need different things, and you have to gift them according to what you feel is right, you know. And so, greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. So you got this hunger, you know, to make things happen, and the hunger has no bottom. You know, the thing is about the North Node and Rahu in the first house, there's a lot of people, especially if they go through Rahu Dasha, that, which is not something they do in Western astrology, so you're not going to find it there. You're going to have to look, you're going to have to find yourself a Jyotishi, you know, a Vedic astrologer to teach you some of that stuff, because it's real. And but what they do in Vedic astrology is they have certain periods of your life that are ruled by one of the planets, or the north or south node of the moon, basically. And the north node is known as Rahu, and it's in your first house right now. That doesn't mean you're in a Rahu dasha by any means, because the dashas are based on your moon sign, not your sun sign. And it's not even the sign of the moon as much as it is the nakshatra, which is the 27 lunar mansions. Yeah. They don't talk about those in Western astrology, but I do, because I think they're important, and I think they have a significance, and they're part of the key of unlocking these esoteric secrets. So, for you, this is a great time for your social life. I mean, that's the main thrust of Gemini time for Leo, is that, you know, you have time to socialize, you have a time to meet other people, do other things. And there's an expansion in your own family. There's a lot of work to do Friday, Saturday. It looks like it's kind of a work thing. Sunday, much better for romance and for getting together with loved ones. I don't know where to put any of this, you know. I don't know where to put any of this, because I really I think it's easy to play yourself, and self-forgiveness is a really difficult thing sometimes. But I want to just say, in terms of commandment from Jesus, that Leo, you are forgiven. I'm here to forgive your sins. Guru can do that. And anybody can do that, really. So, greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. No, I'm not going to forgive your sins. No, I'm just kidding. It's terrible. Poor Virgo's always already so self-critical to begin with, but this is not a good thing to say to them. They need some comfort. They need some feeling of wholeness. So Mercury and the Sun are in your midheaven. Actually, you're really good at performance right now, and you're really bringing intelligent information to people, and so you're formulating a more intelligent way to do things, a better way to do things. That is terrific. And so, I mean, your heart is really in your work and your talents and skills. So whatever way you can show your talents, whatever way you can pretty things up, and it's like kind of polishing the outside of the glass, that's important right now. It's going to help. It's going to make your day. Socially, you should get out more, and you should flirt more. I mean, it's there are there's just very, it's good. I think you can move forward in a lot of ways. I think like this Friday and even Saturday morning, just working on your love life. Like who do you care about? What do you care about? How do you want to move those things forward for yourself? That should be your focus. And since Mars is transiting your 6th house, get out, work out, get yourself in shape, Virgo. Get in the gymnasium. I mean, really. Everyone, if you eat right and exercise, eventually your body looks pretty good. There's all kinds of types of bodies, but you get yourself in a much tighter atmosphere. You eliminate a lot of excess that's not healthy. And like having a spiritual relationship is of prime importance right now in your life, and your love life comes out in the social sphere and in the future, and then you have a love for friends and siblings. That's working. So all that's working for you. Well, hello Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. So here in the balance. So Venus is in your midheaven in the 10th house. So showing your creative ability. Also showing that you can be a nurturer, and that in some ways you can care. Gemini rules your 9th house, so that's about travel, education, and since Mercury's there as well, it's like get the information, look at the higher stuff, look what the teachers know. Don't just go with what you've been told, but be a little bolder and stretch your comfort zone. Stretch your comfort zone to be in a place where things are better. And it'll lead you to a really good place. You don't have to be in a place of fear, because your needs are going to be met. And you're in a kind of a lucky phase right now. There's actually a lot of good fortune coming to you. And I think with the Grand Trine in water signs actually help you make money. They help you manifest stuff. And if you're charitable, with Neptune in the 6th house, help other people, it'll motivate your income. It's going to improve, and you're going to make more money. And I think that's what you want. Okay, hello Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So, relationships are out of the ordinary, and I mean that's cool because it kind of keeps it interesting, and you're okay with that in some way. Some way this feels good for you, some way this feels right for you. And there's no way that you're spiritually going to grow unless you love what you're doing spiritually. Whatever your spiritual path is, it's got to be motivated by love. And I don't know, superficiality just doesn't work. And you want to take on something deeper. There's a lot of transformation going on. You've got Sun and Mercury going through your 8th house, so things might seem a little less in control. And I mean, that's okay. We can't control everything, you know. We'd like to. And it seems like your very foundations, you know, where you live, is just a lot more restless because there's just so much change. How are you going to work with this? You know, that's the question. And the good part is, probably, is going to be, in a way, it's Pluto, Saturn, and the Moon in the 3rd house. It's like good communication, better relationships with your neighbors, stabilize your relationships with your siblings. Even as they transform, we can grow. You know, there's nothing that says that Pluto can't give you insights on how to be more loving. You know, even as things are torn apart and ripped away, we become more raw, vulnerable feeling. And it's a gateway to more intimacy. Well, greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, Gemini is your partnership sign. That's the 7th house. So things should be kind of relaxed, you know. You're sort of like the answer to Gemini. The answer to Gemini is be a smartass. Yeah, I mean, there is that kind of Sagittarius known for that. I mean, I think that a lot of times I think like both Gemini and Sagittarius, there's a lot of comedians in both of those signs. And so, but I know a lot more. I know the Sagittarius comedians I know a lot of, you know, from Flip Wilson to Sammy Davis Jr. and Rodney Dangerfield. And Gemini comedians, I always think of Phyllis Diller, you know, this, would always like bag on her husband Fang. Fang! You know. But she wrote a really great book once, and she said, keeping a clean house while your kids are still growing is like shoveling a sidewalk while it's still snowing. I was like, that was brilliant. You know, Phyllis is brilliant. And you have really good karma right now, and you have a lot of vulnerability. And that's one thing I'll say is, like, you know, the fire signs right now with this Grand Trine in water, in your 12th house, and your Venus in the 8th, Neptune in the 4th, is like there's this feeling of softness and sensitivity that's just really enhanced right now, and you can work those things to elevate yourself spiritually. And that's a good thing. I'm going to move it over to Capricorn. Well, greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. You know, Saturn has its limits, but you seem to work good with Saturn energy because that's, you know, basically who you are. Slow, methodical, being timely, you know, being in the right place at the right time. Knowing when to do their thing is as important as how to do the thing. Timing is everything. You may not be qualified for the job, but nobody else is willing to do it, and you're there at the right time, they'll hire you. Gemini time is about serving others for you. It's you've got Venus right now, though, is in the 7th house, so relationships should be good on every level. For Earth signs, all of you, you know, you should be looking at your relationships in a more spiritual way, and then doing things to enhance them like that. From that place, and that's where the satisfaction is coming. And I think if you serve others, you know, that's what the 6th house is about. Serve others. Also keep yourself in good shape physically. Take long walks, swim, you know, get yourself invigorated in nature. Everything's going to improve. Greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, you have lots of motivation. Mars in the 1st house. You're energized. this weekend, you know, you're like Friday, you're going through karma. There's a lot of hidden stuff. You could be part of your own undoing. But if you're praying for others, you're taking time to meditate, you're taking time to just think good thoughts, and maybe that's just like listening to some good music, it makes you feel good, or watching a funny cartoon or something. I mean, any of that can be okay. It's like, I just don't want you to feel oppressed. I don't want you to feel down. I really want to lift up your spirit and help you feel okay. And you're ready. You're ready to help others and make other people who you work with, if you have coworkers, make them feel better. Uplift them. You know, do that energy to uplift others and work with them and make them feel important. And where I really see all the air signs right now with the Grand Trine and water is manifesting. You know, what material needs do you need to manifest? You know, have faith, Neptune. You know, take risks. Jupiter at work, take some risk, and then consistently nurture sweetness to your coworkers and people you serve. Good Venus, and that's going to make it. Well, greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. I mean, you've got that spiritual vision that is so broad and is so inclusive and is so welcoming and so sensitive that we love to be in your presence. When you do take risks with Jupiter and Scorpio in the ninth house, I mean, you're going to learn so much and you're going to gain so much that you're lucky. And Gemini time is about the home, it's about your mother, it's about the ancestors, it's about your heritage, it's about your foundation, where you get happiness. So learn about how to be happier. I mean, sometimes I have to do that. Every now and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling so great. I mean, fish oil would probably help, and a little bit of St. John's wort. Maybe some mushroom trip or something would help too. But allow yourself to have that broadened vision. Allow yourself to have that broadened sense of place and communicate the new things that are stimulating to you, that are helpful to you, and work on your health. And don't be fearful of your enemies. Instead, say, hey, you know, you have a problem with me, that's okay. I'm not perfect. And so for you to be upset, let's work this out in a reasonable way. I'm really surprising. Oh, you're totally right. Yeah, I do that. I'm totally wrong. Ah, you caught me. You know, people, when you don't resist, just accept, even if they're wrong. Who cares? You know, you don't have to be defensive. When you practice defensivelessness, everything comes to you. And that's what, you know, my wish is for you this week, that everything that you need is going to come to you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this time with me.